Good morning, everyone. This is Angel here. Today's date is the 17th of December, 2025. Um, Hopping on. I haven't used this application in a while, and my wife has been paying for it, and I feel like I need to use it. I just felt like I needed to use it today. Um, Couple things. I've been reading on social lately, and my wife is knocked out. She's off today, so I'm kind of just letting her rest while I deal with my own stuff. But in any case, um, I've been thinking about this for 2 days now, so I'm gonna just hop on my Facebook here real quick because this is very prevalent to what's happening now in the grand sphere of things. Um, we will open up with a blurb that I want to read to you guys. I think it's very important. Again, I'm doing this on the fly. Totally didn't even prepare for this session, so I'm sorry if I caught everybody off guard. This was just out of left field, but I won't mention the person's name, but they did post this publicly, so I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to give you guys the truth about what I'm seeing and do a quick comparison to other life events that are happening around the country right now as we talk about these things. Okay, so the individual received a letter of warning from the post office. Okay, you guys, if you're in the same groups I'm in or you follow the same communities I'm in, I'm pretty sure you've seen this already. But I wanted to kind of put this out there for anyone else that hasn't seen this letter posted up. Basically, in accordance with Article 16, Section 3 of the National Agreement, this letter of warning is being issued to you for the following reasons. The charge is improper conduct. The individual in question is a full-time city carrier assigned to the Oakland Arlington station, November 12th, 2025. The individual failed to follow instructions. I would say the OIC announced the break time for all carriers around 8:30 a.m. this morning. Um, and before that date, had instructed the individual that they were not to make any announcements or statements on the workroom floor without a supervisor or manager's approval. Now, I'm going to pause right there for a minute because, first of all, um, we we live in a society with laws and rules and governance, right? But yet this manager felt it was proper to tell these carriers that they're not allowed to speak. Well, time out, Cubby. Nothing in the ELM says they're prohibited from speaking. More to the contrary, it's a violation of the U.S. Constitution, of the First Amendment, to stop free speech. As long as the individual was not disrespectful in any way, you cannot hold these people accountable in the way you think you can. But for some reason, they're getting away with this nonsense. HR is promoting this agenda, as you will, of hostility. I'm going to call it what it is: hostility to our workforce. Our men and women in the blues are responsible for delivering the nation's mail. 500,000 of those individuals work very diligently, 500,000 plus. It's about 550, 580,000 ish. I always get the number hazy, but 500,000 plus, we'll just call it that. They carry the responsibility of making sure you and I get our mail every day. And I find it very derogatory that a manager, an OIC, or anyone for that matter, who has this authority finds it acceptable behavior to write these things down on paper. Now, right there, that's a narrative. That's not even a violation of anything. That opening statement right there is totally biased, personally based on the individual. It has nothing to do with postal policy, nothing to do with violating any ELM, anything. The person didn't violate nothing. Now I'm gonna keep reading. Okay. On Saturday, November 15th, 2025, the individual participated in an investigative interview with their union representative. The individual and the carrier had the opportunity to respond to their actions, the carrier's actions, when asked if they were present on the workroom floor on November 12th, 2025, around 8:30 in the morning. When the OIC called for break, the individual replied they was. When asked if they made any verbal statements at that time, they said, when I was asked, was your voice was raised during those comments? You said no. When asked if you received approval from a supervisor to address the carriers on the workroom floor, you said permission to say thank you to the veterans. And I'm gonna stop right there. That's another one. Like, I don't know where these managers, and I'm speaking as a manager, where they feel like it's okay to treat people like this. I mean, bro, gal, whatever you are, yo, stay in your lane, man. Stop doing this weird shit. I mean, this is not a dictatorship. Seriously, what are you guys doing? I don't even understand this anymore. But here I am sitting at home, my rights are being violated. I haven't gotten paid in 7 months. Whatever money they took, they stole from my time and my leave and everything. I mean, and that's a statement that is an opinion, excuse me, an opinion, not a statement. It's an opinion that my time was stolen, because I know the lawyers are watching me. It was an opinion because it hasn't been proven in court yet. But I will say this. The fact that I haven't heard nothing from MSPB says a lot. The fact that I haven't heard nothing from the National Labor Relations Board says a lot. It says they're investigating you guys. And you guys keep doing weird shit. And it's a little frustrating already. I'm already at that boiling point where I'm just angry. And here I am, my carriers, I can't say they all love me, because I probably caught one or two of them on a bad day, and I get it. It happens. But I have no ill will to anyone except the individuals responsible for what I'm going through now. That's it. Carriers, I want y'all all to know that if y'all on my side, Miami West Carrier Annex, Milam Dairy Annex, and BV and Flagler, if I ever offended you in any way, know that that's not who I really am. I was just trying to do my job, and I have no ill malice no matter what you guys think of me. Okay? I want y'all to know we cool, we square, y'all good. It was never about you guys. It was about this shit that they were doing. And I had to come out and start talking, because it was the only way for people to hear me, because no one was listening. So I know this live session is totally unfucking planned. I read this 2 days ago, and I just had a stew on it because I couldn't believe what I fucking read. And I still can't believe it. I'm not even done with the letter. Now, I'm going to continue the letter. I'm gonna give some live tips. I'm gonna quote the policy live so you guys know what this is, and then we're gonna just close it up, and I'm gonna let y'all handle your business. All right. So let's keep going. Also, the individual then says, also the scanner stated that we should thank you. Said no when asked. Okay, whoever wrote this is a they need to practice their grammar. This don't make no sense. This law makes no sense. It sounds like a child wrote it. Now, even if I saw the individual's name, the manager's name on here, I wouldn't blow this spot up like that, because me coming out and saying this is enough. You look like a damn fool. And you're supposed to leave with integrity, dignity, honor, and respect. And you're doing this weird shit. Anyway, from the garbage law that I'm reading, because it just makes no damn sense. No, when asked about your response when you saw another individual after making those, we don't do that. Okay. Yeah. This is like so hard to read. I'm hurting my head reading it right now, guys. I'm sorry. It's so unprofessional. It's incredible. I hope this carrier grieves this shit and slays the manager. They deserve it. Yeah, I said it. You deserve it. Why would you even waste your time on this nonsense? Freedom of expression is not only a right provided by, I'm not religious, I'm just spiritual, provided by him or her or they, depending on what perspective you have on divinity. But you think you have all these powers, these godlike powers, to mess with people's lives? It's people like you, whoever wrote this shit, that I'm in this position that I'm in. And now I'm a manager in a station. I'm a station manager. I'm not an OIC. I'm a station manager who was a postmaster. Telling you that if I would have got this from you and you was my supervisor, I'd fucking laugh at you. I'd laugh at you. I'd say the first thing I ask is, did you check the grammar? Because that is in the postal policy, where all the documents are filled out accurately, professionally, and respectfully, citing policy. This whole thing has been nothing but hearsay. This is hearsay. I'm going to skip to the end because it gets more stupider as you go along. The individual said no, they didn't care when asked if they were aware that it had been previously instructed in June 2025 by the manager. I see the manager's name. And of all, did not say anything about yelling on the workroom floor. You said that I need to get through a supervisor if you want to address the carriers on the workroom floor. You responded, no. I mean, during the stand-up talk, yes. During the break. Okay, they try to... Okay. When the manager understood that continued disruptive conduct or failure to follow a supervisor's instructions may lead to a corrective or disciplinary measures, you said if that violates the contract, if it violates the contract, yes, I can see your explanations were noted. However, it remains unacceptable. Your actions as described are in violation of the following sections of the Employee and Labor Relations, ELM, but not limited to. And then it's DISC and letter of warning, page 1, the individual, the carrier. Okay. So that was probably one of the hardest things I had to read in my fucking postal career. I mean, Jesus Christ. If you're going to discipline someone, check the fucking grammar. Seriously. I mean, at least do that part of your job right. So the manager knew about this and didn't tell you anything? Yeah, that's a problem. This is why we're in the situation that we're in right now. We have leaders that have authority that do not know how to lead. They don't know. They don't know how to lead. They don't know how to manage their time. They don't know how to manage their carriers properly. They were never taught this. And the reason why they were never taught this was because it's a sink or swim mentality. Now I'm going to give the perfect example towards the ending of this little blurb I'm doing. Now that horrid letter of warning is read out loud, I want this individual to know that not all managers are not that way. So I'm going to help you out publicly. I'm going to tell you what management did and what they violated. And I want you to give this to your steward, your shop steward. Tell your shop steward that there's a manager on Facebook and YouTube who works out of Miami or used to work out of Miami, okay, who saw all the violations that management did, and these are what they were. And let the steward handle it from there. If you trust your shop steward. If you don't, hit me up privately or hit up Lino Miranda. We're both out of Miami. We're both fighting for the same reason. Lino's in the craft. You know, he's a shop steward in Flagler Station, and I was a supervisor in BV Flagler Station before I got promoted to a station manager in Miami West Carrier Annex, and we are both exposing systemic abuses in the Postal Service, but more in particular Miami, Florida. The entire sector has been compromised, in my opinion, and it definitely requires much oversight and OIG intervention, which has not happened to date. But in any case, to this carrier that went through this, first of all, I'm not your direct supervisor, so this is not a legal statement. This is friendly advice from one postal employee to another. You must check your sources, verify it against your contract, because you may have a local contract. If you do, verify it with the shop steward, and hopefully they can use this information to help you out, because I really feel bad for you. This was unnecessary. And as a manager, if I was your manager, I would say, hey, look, I know you feel that way, but like, can we wait? Let me just say what I got to say, and then no problem. You can listen. My dad was a veteran. I respect that. I respect anyone that acknowledges the veterans. My father-in-law's a veteran. My dad was a veteran. My uncles are veterans. My great-grandfathers were veterans in the military. I get it. I respect that. So, and again, most of our postal employees are veterans. We just hired like a 3-star general not too long ago for the Postal Service. So, yeah, come on. Seriously, come on. I feel that I resonate with that. But let me read to you what they did to you. And I hope you see this. I'm gonna put the link to this video in that thread you started, and I'm gonna go from there. Okay. Management violated ELM 650 of corrective discipline. Okay. Corrective discipline is supposed to be corrective, not punitive discipline. And why it matters: discipline must correct behavior, not punish speech or viewpoint. The law reads punitive, narrative-driven, and pre-decided. It doesn't correct anything. It's systemic abuse. Okay. The second ELM they violated was ELM 665, conduct. The standards of conduct. Why does it matter? Nothing alleged raises to misconduct, insubordination, disruptive behavior under ELM 665. Content of speech was lawful and non-threatening. Again, they violated your rights by trying to control you guys on the workroom floor. That's a no-no. They can't do that. It's against the policy. And it's probably against the contract. I haven't read the new JCAM. I don't know, but it's probably there. I mean, come on, seriously. Moving on. The next ELM they violated was 665.15, obedience to orders. Why does it matter? Only clear, lawful, job-related, and reasonable orders qualify. A vague, undocumented, don't speak directive fails the test. They can't tell you to shut up without posting it. Manager, think. If you're going to do something like this, at least have the paper trail. Anyway, whatever. If you're going to do something stupid like this at all, you shouldn't even be a manager. And your supervisor shouldn't be a fucking supervisor. But it's an opinion, it's not a fact, and it's not a statement. Nothing I make in this broadcast is a fact or statements, and I'm not targeting anybody. I'm just speaking from my own experiences and what I know about the ELM and the postal policy, which is a big thing right now because we just had another death in New York from the same machines that are killing people. Come on, man. But you guys are fighting over this nonsense. We're losing people to death during the holidays, and you want to do this? ELM 665.16, violence and threatening behavior. Zero tolerance. The zero tolerance applies to them too. They're coming at you because you thank the veterans. Well, that's abuse of authority. Okay. Management implicitly escalates tone, behavior without any qualifying conduct. This low and properly frames normal speech as misconduct. You have normal speech, and you have rights as an American. Forget about Postal Service rights. You have rights. They can't tell you to shut up unless it has to do with work. What they could do is ask you, please reserve your comments to the end of the stand-up talk, and if you want to say something, you can. That would have avoided this nonsense. Come on. Seriously? Since when do you guys stop being human? Oh, I forgot. When we became a parcel industry for money. And you know, the last two guys, this one and the one before that, you know, yes, we're going to save the Postal Service. Yeah. Good job. First learn the prices of stamps. Then tell us how you're going to save the post office. Yeah, I still remember that one. Moving on. Okay. They violated the timekeeping policy, ELM 432. Why did they violate that? Break time was announced by management. Discipline based on speech during a management called break is improper. So they try to use the policy without reading the policy. You violated timekeeping policy. So what, we're up to 4? Let's keep going. 432.6, timekeeping records. Why does it matter? If management claimed disruption or unauthorized activity, it must align with the accurate timekeeping practices. No violation cited or proven. You have to have proof. You have to have documentation that you talked about this before, not hearsay. You need to have the file number. You need to have the ELM number. You need to have the whatever policy it is that they're violating, and you need to explain on paper why did they violate that policy. Not just jump up and say, "Oh yeah, you know, you failed to follow instruction. Failed to follow instruction." What is this shit? You are not a fucking military general. This isn't the Army. This is the Postal Service. We are civilians. Cut it out. Seriously. Before you guys wind up without a job. It's because the carriers are going to file a grievance, and what do you think management is going to do to you? You think they're going to protect you? Maybe for a little bit until it gets hot, and then they're going to get rid of your ass. Think. Think. Use your fucking heads. Guys, come on. We're all grown-ups here. If you're going to do something like this, read the policy first before you start typing. And for God's sake, check the fucking grammar. Anyway. Okay. ELM 670. Yeah, there's another one. Diversity, equal employment opportunity, and prevention of employment discrimination. The title is EEO and anti-discrimination. Why? Selective enforcement based on viewpoints as a point of discipline. Retaliatory tone was raised, EEO and protected activity concerns. They can file an EEO, and within their rights, they can follow up as a charge of discrimination because you are discriminating against them. Again, read the policy before you start doing weird shit. ELM 820, reports and investigations. Investigations, program evaluations, and inspections. Why does it matter? Investigations must be impartial, evidence-based, and complete. This law relies almost entirely on management's narratives, not evidence. And I said that before I even read this. It's a narrative. They have no proof. They have nothing on paper. It's all hearsay. And hearsay is not admissible anywhere, especially in a court of law. Because if that was the case, and if the hearsay mattered, I wouldn't be able to get my stuff all the way up to MSPB or the National Labor Relations Board as a manager, which tells you narratives don't hold water in the legal system. You can say what you want. Do you have documentation? Where's the video proof? Do they have you on video doing these things? Do they have a witness statement? You can't read the witness statement, but is there a witness statement? Was there another manager on the floor that saw this? Do you have anything to prove that this individual behaved this way? No, you don't. Because it's hearsay and it's garbage. And you just wasted corporate time and money. But you're still working though, right? You're wasting corporate funds on this crap and y'all still working and I'm home. Think. Carriers, think. Learn the policy. The new JCAM is out. Read it. I'm not pro carrier. I'm not pro management. I'm not pro clerk. I'm pro postal service. Always have, always will be. I am pro postal service. I'm not siding with anyone. I'm on the gray. What does the policy say? Can you do this? Yes or no? There is no maybe. It's either yes or no. And right now, this is all a fuck no. But they're doing it anyway, and they're getting away with it. Why? Because no one's saying anything. At some point, someone needs to speak up and say something. Anyway. ELM 665.3, behavior and personal conduct. Why does it matter? Normal, respectful speech does not constitute misconduct, absent disruption, profanity, threats, or insubordination. Again, these are narratives that your manager spun to write a discipline. They're targeting you. Why are they targeting you? I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate on that. That's a you thing. Only you know why they're doing this. You need to speak up. You need to start filing the EEOs. You need to follow the chain of command and start letting the shop steward know what's going on. Protect yourself. Learn the new JCAM. Learn the ELM. Learn the postal policy. And again, if you need help, hit me up privately. I don't mind helping. Also, Lino Miranda, he's good. Got a couple other guys on YouTube doing this also. Rick Rock, JH, etc. Hit up somebody is what I'm trying to say. Just hit somebody up. Talk to them. Get information. Knowledge is power. Okay. All right. And wow, we're finally down to the last violation of the ELM, done by management, not even you. Management. ELM 665.13, improper conduct. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Management cites improper conduct without identifying an actual ELM-defined improper act, which that in itself is misconduct. There's nothing on paper. It's hearsay. The employee on this day did this, and he refused, and he was uncooperative, and yeah. What? No, that's not how it happened. I'm going to tell the community you are uncooperative. That's what they do. They threaten you to see what you do. And you know what you tell them? Go on ahead and do it. It's your word against mine, and I have paper. See what I'm saying? Document everything. Take a little notebook with you, and every time they do some weird shit, write it down. Just write it down. Write the date, write the time, write who heard it, because it can save you later. Okay? Your takeaways for this: management punished speech, not misconduct. Relied on narrative instead of evidence. Used vague, undocumented instructions. Failed just cause under ELM 650. Applied selective enforcement. Misused failure to follow instructions. Okay, I hope that all helps in your situation. I posted this on your comment on social. I don't know if you read it, but I felt like I needed to make this video for other people who didn't read it. Um, and of course, I kept your name totally out of it, but it was public information. You put it online, and I think more people deserve to know what you're going through. I have to make a set a date with Michael in Vegas so I could sit down and we can have a discussion, a back and forth about different things we saw and different things we're doing. Um, right now, my situation is pretty bad. I don't have funds for a regular webcam, and I'm using my cell phone with a little tripod to do these streams. But as soon as I get some money in, I'm hoping to set that up with Michael. That way I can connect it to my large computer, and we can do a Zoom or a Jitsi or something. Also, if you like this content, do me a favor, give it a like, subscribe to the Postal Truth on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X. Um, show support. Um, doesn't cost anything. I mean, and I'm giving away free knowledge basically on my own time because I have nothing else to do realistically. So yeah, I'm home and I'm reading these things, and I figured, hey, I can help a fellow postal worker out, and that's what I wanted to do. So I hope I did do that for you. And if anyone else got something good out of this, please do the same thing. Share this video with friends, post it up on social. Let's get the word out. Let's get it out because people are listening to my situation, but it's more individual based. I had to fight for myself, basically. We'll just call it that. I had to fight for myself. Okay. And again, I don't make any statements for any agency, federal, civil, or state. All statements made on my own and my own accord and personal beliefs of situations that I'm actually living through my own personal experiences and my personal knowledge in the 7 years that I dedicated to the institution before the systemic abuses that I've been facing. I need you guys to understand that if you don't say nothing, you don't speak up, it's going to continue. Lastly, the holidays are coming up. I got another live session tomorrow where I'm going to dive into some other topics and some other current events. If you guys are free, I know it's busy. It's going to be at 8 p.m. EST. Hop on Facebook. That's usually where I do it. And then I normally update it to the channel. I haven't updated the new one I did from last Sunday to the YouTube channel. I need to do that today. And I haven't uploaded any videos to Rumble. Yeah, this is just a hard pill to swallow, you know? Everything's in litigation, which is great. I mean, shit, I'm blessed. I'm blessed I got it that far. I'm blessed that I'm still alive. It's yeah, it's been hard. But Christmas is coming up. Now, I don't celebrate the holidays for the way most people do. I do it for my son. I put up the tree because I just like the tree. I love the lights and shit, and I put it up for that. It's been a tradition in my family for religious reasons, but I do it for personal gratification. I think it's beautiful to have a nice, beautiful tree in the living room with lights and decorations that are done with your family, and it symbolizes unity and closeness of the family. So that's why I do it. But in any case, I want to wish everybody a happy holidays. I'm gonna Wish you happy holidays today, happy holidays again tomorrow, and then on Sunday. After Sunday, I'm gonna disconnect for a bit, disconnect from all this craziness, and I'll still be, sharing my stuff live on social, but I'm not going to be doing any live sessions. So I'll just post comments and stuff. And if you have questions or whatever, you can write to me at thepostaltruth1@gmail.com. Thepostaltruth1@gmail.com. You can email me there. You can hit me up on social, as I told you. Send me an IM, and I'll do my best to answer your question. I don't know everything. And if it's something I don't know, I'll try to get the answer for you as best as I can. And that's it. That's where we're at. So, guys, again, work safely to go home safely. Work for yourself, not the man next to you. Follow the policy and work with integrity and get the mail to these people. They rely on us to do the job. That's what we were hired to do, deliver the mail. Right, guys? And as for managers out there doing this weird shit that I just read to y'all, cut it out. Seriously, just cut it out. Stop. It's not helping. You think what are you flexing for, man? Ugh. I was a postmaster, supervisor many times, OIC a couple times, and a station manager. What are y'all doing, man? Anyway, guys, work safely out there. Have a great day. Thank you so much for those that listened. Even if no one listened now and y'all listen later and y'all catching this later on in the day, I appreciate y'all. I am grateful for you all. I'm happy that you'll take time out of your day to be here. Take care.